So just gonna play like his voice note, and maybe like I'll let you like in on one of his songs. But like there's this one song of his, I actually don't know the title of the song, but all I know is he says, I'm just a kid from Vegas, and like the beat that comes with that as a like from Vegas, and I literally tell everyone that like, hey, who are you, where you from? And I'm just like, I'm just a kid from Vegas. But anyway, I think he was from Philippi. But anyway, let's just listen to what Brian had to say.
Yes, my love for music stems from my surroundings. Everyone in the family, of course, has a different taste, I like to think. So growing up, I would go to my aunt's house. That's where I was exposed to like deep house music from a cousin brother of mine called Luciabong. And then when I went to my uncle's house, I would be exposed to hip hop music. My mother had like a shebeen, and then she would play Uleta Mbuli most of the time. Brenda Fassi, Sibuha Six Mabuza, I hope I'm pronouncing that surname correctly. But yeah, it was. And then one of my other aunts, like Billy Kola, and so listened to gospel music from Ulundi to Rebecca to Joy Celebration.
Hey, didn't Lundi die?
I only ventured or started writing after I listened to. I was never a hip hop head at all. I actually loved house music. But then I got exposed to an album got biggie called Life After Death by one of my uncles. And I was just astonished by like what he would do with words. So I started writing because of that. I was like, shit, maybe I could. And then I started writing poetry. Even got published at one of the school newspapers, like primary school that is. Still remember the name of the.
So, interesting thing, Brian and I met 2 years ago at an open mic where I was performing my poetry, and he was basically just there as a spectator. He eventually did get to like recite one of his rap songs and turn that into poetry. And I was like, okay, cool. I think like the first thing that like drew me to his work was he speaks as though he doesn't want to speak, but like it works. It's kind of like an aesthetic thing. It's a brand. It's kind of like, I promise you, Brav's lips, and like you see how my mouth is opening when speaking, Brav is just here like, yeah, so, you know, shutting your lock. And I'm like, bro, what you speaking with? Like, what are you using to talk? But anyway, let's continue.
This paper was called Blue 52. And then I started rapping. And why do I do music? I think I know. I do music, it sounds so simple, but I do music because I can. And I feel like those that are meant or are intended to hear what I'm trying to say will hear it. So that's why. And yeah, it's like I have a gift, so I'm using it. That's why.
Like it's quite pretentious, or like it's false truth, so therefore a lie. It's me trying to like mask it up and like make it seem polite, but I'm like, I clearly think it's pretentious to like just have one favorite song. I think, because what do you mean you just have like one favorite song? What about all the other songs you intensely like and it's not your favorite song but you've been listening to it for like the past 3 days? Is it not your favorite too? But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I went in to ask 2 other friends for what music represents to them, how it makes them feel, and the one response that I got from Lufezo and the way he says his name, no, he says Lufezo and anyway, cool. You should hear him introduce himself. Anyway, so you've already seen him in previous episodes where we've spoken about like, we've done book reviews, we've spoken about like African identity to some extent. He touched on an aspect of like the social construct or social meaning of music and how it comes across in different cultures as a manner of storytelling. And one of his personal favorites was, well, I think I'll just play it and you listen.
Favorite songs is by one of my favorite artists. It is Stimula by Hugh Masekela. I believe it originally came out in 1974 on the I Am Not Afraid LP or album. It's an exceptional song. It details the gruesome story of how Africans were treated and how Africans came about to the mines and compounds that they found themselves in. He details the story of migrant workers who have left their homes, who had left their homes to come and work on contract, of course, I'm quoting here, in the golden mineral mines of Johannesburg and its surrounding metropoli. He details in great length how much suffering, how much labor it is that they have to endure per day for almost no pay. It's an exceptionally beautiful song in that it's crafted in such a way that it makes you think, you know, it makes you understand the struggle. And he highlights the song by his performances each and every time he gave a performance, particularly on the Hope album, which is, if anything, the live version that came out of that album is absolutely fantastic, and everything after that was indeed something of substance and something that motivated you and made you understand how much it is that we as Africans have struggled. So that song for me is one of my pinnacles. Even on my deathbed, they know that album, the Hope album from 1993 or 4, is one that must be played for me because it is absolutely imperative. It is absolutely imperative in my life. It is a critical song. I do apologize for the length of this.
It is a highly imperative. It is a very critical song. Sing it or play it on my deathbed or funeral, he said. And oh my gosh, listening to him, I was like, he has such a beautiful voice. He actually should be on radio. But like the wild thing when I thought of it, podcast, because it allows you more freedom. But then I just thought radio because like as he was speaking, I was thinking about Metro FM. I was thinking about listening to him on Sunday. Like you'd want to hear him on like music radio, but like you'd also want to hear him on like talk radio. But anyway, I proceeded to ask another friend for what music means to them and their favorite artist. And I think that this is going to be the last one just because this is longer than I anticipated. I thought I had more substance or more contributions towards this, but I just kind of like want my future podcasts essentially to be lighter. I don't always want to be talking about the socio-cultural issues that we're facing. I don't always want to be talking about sexuality. I don't always want to be talking about African identity and spirituality. I want to get to a point where I'm more comfortable to talk about my dating life, to talk about whether or not I thought my date went well. You see, even right now, I'm not really comfortable about that because I'm like, I'm still a kid. I was having a conversation with my mom earlier and she was like, I think that one of the best things that we've done was you moving out at 18, and I've been telling like the rest of my family that they should probably do the same with their children because like right now it has helped you. You're able to like stand on your own and you're able to like, you've matured so much. And then like she said like matured 3 times. I was just like, okay, thank you. Because I'm like, okay, what does that mean? The first time you get it, but like the second and third time, is it like a deeper meaning that I'm supposed to be getting that I'm not getting? So I just want to talk about things like that. I've also been thinking about like my commitment anxieties or are the commitment issues, because I don't know, like I woke up, actually no, I was about to sleep yesterday evening and I was like, no, actually I'm lying. It was in the middle of the night when I was supposed to go pee and I woke up and I said, I don't have commitment issues anymore. I woke up and I decided I don't have commitment issues. And my thing with these commitment issues, it's not just necessarily in terms of like the relationships that I have, whether it be romantic or not romantic. I just don't want the responsibility of having to show up for something. I don't want that. Like right now, I think from time to time, I think I want a tan, but I know that like I don't want the commitment to it, because like today it's gonna look good in this outfit, but like tomorrow it's not gonna look good with it. And also, what am I doing it for? Am I doing it to get attention, or am I doing it because I think it looks cool and it means something to me? Or like, why am I doing it? I want to go bald, but like, why am I going bald? So like basically things like that. And also, will I be able to commit to that? Because at this current stage of my life, I know that I will get bored with there being no hair on my head. But also, I don't want short hair. I want the entire thing gone. But then what if in like 2 months I want like braids and I can't get braids? And I also know that I'm not necessarily ready to like have weaves on, because man, I'm still battling with this whole human hair thing. I'm like, what you mean I'm gonna wear another person's hair? But anyway, so I basically want to like get to a point where I talk about things like that freely, and I'm not thinking about like some family member of mine who's gonna see this, because I'm like, man, I'm 22, but like you're never 22, you're never 40, you're never 50 in your parents' eyes. It's like I'm like, I listen to like podcasters like who are pretty old, like your Gareth Cliff, your Candace, your Brett Cooper. She's even married, but like she's 22, but that's not the point. And all these people, like you see them putting out content, but then it'll still be a matter of like some things they feel awkward speaking about because their parents are listening in. Anyway, that was a very elaborate explanation, but it's fine. Hi, thank you for tuning in until thus far. I'll see you next time.